with Al-Fatiha. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Alhamdulillah. Okay, we will continue our lecture for this week. If I'm not mistaken, we have stopped here last Monday. Yeah. Okay, a slide before that. It's about a technological breakthrough. Another famous examples in history is about for this paradigm. It also considered as Industrial Revolution number 3, as now we know that Industrial Revolution number 4 present digital technology. In Industrial Revolution number 3, it was represented with mass production, or we call it economies of scope and scale. Yeah, scope and scale meaning that benefits accrue from being you gain benefits or economic returns due to the scales and scope. Scale here meaning that you produce more, yeah, by having mass production. And in Industrial Revolution 3, many business or many industry, they use assembly system in manufacturing especially, and Malaysia as well turn from agriculture based business or industry into industrialization. Yeah. However, our industrialization in Malaysia concentrate in assembly. Yeah, as we can see till now, 2021, most business or most manufacturing in Malaysia concentrate in assembly. We do not produce technology. We concentrate in assembly. Technology from outside. That's why we have many MNC, multinational company, not MNT, multinational technology company. We have multinational company, MNC, meaning that those companies come from outside abroad and they invest in Malaysia. What they were doing here in Malaysia, they are doing here in Malaysia mostly assembly. Yeah, that's mass production, and it start with for this paradigm, or that's why it's related to Industrial Revolution number 3. Yeah, it start with Ford. Yeah, you can read in Google the history of Ford company or the history of Ford. Originally, Ford was working with General Motors. Yeah, there's one company, automotive company in America, General Motors, and then Ford quit from General Motors and established his own company, namely Ford Company. Yeah, in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. Okay. For many decades, there issue between Ford and General Motors. Yeah, General Motors issue in court for infringement. Infringement here means copying. They sue that Ford was copying their technology or their design, their car design, and after several decades, Ford win the case due to his contribution to American society. Yeah, of course, Ford bring some design into his company, into his new car or T model in Ford car from General Motors company. When he quit from General Motors, he also bring along a few design and he used that design. However, as I told you last week, innovation means change. I told you last week. No, Monday. Yeah, on Monday, innovation means change. So he in court they call it circumvent or invent around something. Change has occurred. So it's proven that there were certain degree of change. Yeah, in Ford car compared to the original car in General Motors. Yeah? And after some time, to increase or to expedite his production, Ford is the one who start mass production. And before that, before Ford, the making of car, they built in one station from start to finish. This making of car, one by one, pieces by pieces, till complete of the car. And then what study the process of in the process in butcher from slaughtering the cow till the finished good of meat. Yeah, in butcher in the meat shop, they have stages of process to prepare the meat till the finished good to sell to the customer. So Ford start the design, the drawing, pieces by pieces, stages by stages of how to assemble a car. Yeah. So he apply in the manufacturing of car T model, and then based of this mass production, or we call it innovative process or process innovation. Yeah, this is a good example of process innovation, where he come up with stages of assembly of car with specific drawing of each stage. For example, stage one have its own drawings, and stage two another drawing until finish of assembles of a car. Due to this process innovation, he can produce more car in a shorter time. Then he can market more car, yeah, and the market share increase for Ford company, especially in US and Europe. Before that, General Motors was the dominant or dominate the market of automotive in American automotive, also in Europe. So what happened next? Ford established a new manufacturing, big manufacturing. Not only that manufacturing, but also the city. For example, like in Malaysia, we have Proton City due to the proton manufacturing process situated in that Proton City. So Detroit was known as a new established city due to Ford manufacturing of automotive or Ford car. And then they come out with T model, the most famous one or the most market car in US in history. Yeah. Of course, at that time, they use labor intensive. So many people comes in, yeah, from not only from southern US, the southern America, but also from Europe. Many people from Eastern Europe come in to work with Ford in automotive, and yeah, not only they establish a Detroit city, but also they establish a society, yeah, a working society. And another contribution by Ford, and also we call it technological change, yeah, due to change in innovation, process innovation, yeah, from manual making of car, they have assembly making of car or mass production of car. Yeah, they need more labor, and it's also have impact to the society. Yeah, and another contribution of by Ford was he increased the salary of the worker. Yeah, before that, ordinary or normal salary of ordinary worker in US was $1.80 something. Yeah, $1.50 for per hour, and then he increased to $2.80. Yeah? So the purchasing power of the worker got increased. Yeah, meaning that they have more money. Yeah, and at the same time, yeah, to increase the market of the sales of the car, Ford reduced the price of his car. His T model has been reduced. Ordinary price of a car at that time was more than 800. For example, Buick car from General Motors, 800 something US dollar, and then he reduced almost half to 400 something. So it increased the capability of the worker to buy the car. Before that, in American society, there was only exist two there will exist two, we call it level of society. Yeah, whether you come from a wealthy or rich people who can afford buy car, or you are ordinary worker who cannot afford, who can't afford to buy car. Why? Because of you have limited in terms of limitation in terms of purchasing power, and also the price of the car was before that expensive, considered expensive, 800 American dollar. And since when Ford reduced the price of the car almost half price to 400 something, and also the purchasing power or the capability of buying has been increased due to the increase of salary of the worker. So there exists another social status, we call it, yeah, middle class society, yeah, in US. So this middle class society, they afford, yeah, they can afford to buy car, and also have to can afford to have a better living style, having a better house, and also household needs and so on. So this is we call it breakthrough. How innovation or process innovation has changed, yeah, economic situation in US, and also change the society. As I show you in the beginning of the lecture, the technical change, technological change, uh, impact or affect the economic, social, and also political factors, yeah, or simply economic change. Yeah, that's a good example of uh, Ford, yeah, or sometimes also called Fordist paradigm. You can browse, you can Google, type Fordist paradigm or Industrial Revolution number 3. Yeah. After that, many company or many business as well follow the Ford strategy, having mass production. Yeah, so they enjoy economies of scale and economies of scope. Scale meaning you can produce more due to mass production in one time. Scope, you can produce variety of product, not only in automotive, but this mass production or assembly process has been introduced in many other manufacturing areas. Yeah? Okay, and then beside this process innovation, there are also many other technology breakthrough, uh, such as material technology. In many case, materials technology has lowering the price of the product. As I gave you example of nylon uh, last on Monday, and then silicon. Yeah, silicon is another good example. I joined this, before I joined UTM, I was working with Grundig. And maybe you never heard about Grundig. Grundig is a electrical electronic company, and in Bayan Baru. Beside Grundig, there's a few big German manufacturing company. Grundig situated at the back of Brown, and across the road, they're situated Bosch, Robert Bosch. Yeah, all German company, manufacturing company. And beside Bosch, Seagate. At that time, we have two Seagate, Seagate at Bayan Baru and Seagate at nearby Bayan Lepas. Sometime in 1993, sometime in 90, yeah, almost 90. And Seagate, now Seagate moved, before that Seagate out of Malaysia, they moved to China and then come back. Now Seagate situated in nearby the Skudai Toll. You can see at Skudai Toll on your left, there's Seagate. Yeah. And at that time, Seagate was producing CD or DVD, something more or less like this. This is a student assignment. And the cost of a unit or we call it unit cost of this CD was at that time less than 0.03 cent, meaning that 3 cents, not 30 cents, 3 cents. This CD, very cheap. That's why you can buy a piece of CD, 1 ringgit, and a box of CD maybe 10 ringgit. Yeah. Why? Because of uh, the unit cost of this CD is, yeah, at that time when I was working in Grundig, it's less than 0.03 cents. Why? Cheap. This material for making CD is silicon, and silicon is freely or easily can you available in on anywhere in this land or in this earth. Yeah. Uh, of course, silicon for this is, we call it a lab silicon. It's they have to manufacture and then they have to process. But it's yeah, the availability of silicons. It can easily anywhere or everywhere on the earth. You can easily get this silicon. So most material technology have a huge contribution to the economic, reducing in the price or in the cost of production, reduce the price and reduce the uh, capability or increase the capability of marketing or selling. Yeah, uh, people change using people change to use this CD due to its cheap, considered as cheap product due to cheap materials. Yeah, and many other uh, example of material technology. Transistor, did I show you last Monday about vacuum tube and transistor? I'm not sure. I show you, if I'm not mistaken, vacuum tube, transistor, diode, capacitor. Did I?
Yes, Doctor. Yes.
Okay.
Already,
Okay.
sir.
Another example for fiber optic, especially in information technology and also telecommunication. Yeah. Uh, okay. The realization of telecommunication, we have, for example, we have a smartphone, or previously they have a cell phone or mobile telephone due to fiber optic technology and electromagnetic. Yeah, the early cell phone use analog technology, but then analog they use radio technology. Yeah, and then they change to the second generation of mobile phone. They use electromagnetic, yeah, technology, and also fiber optic. Yeah, uh, so this change in technology or technological change, change in material, make uh, it feasible for many products in telecommunication, in information technology, in computing, and many other examples. This is, uh, and I did also mention about pharmaceutical. Yeah? Okay. That's radical change or radical innovation. We call it, sometimes it's only, we call it low tech but high end. This is breakthrough, or radical. Low tech, meaning that a small change or marginal change in technology contribute to high change or big change in technical performance. I come to that example later. Yeah. Okay. Suppose by now or in Monday lecture, the purpose of this uh, to highlight to you to give you uh, information that innovation relate to change. Yeah. Incremental means marginal change, and it's have just a marginal impact or effect, to the product, to the technology. Uh, However, radical breakthrough have a huge impact, on innovation or on invention. So it have not only affect the product technology, but also the firm. As I gave the example of RCA, the owner of vacuum tube, which was at the top, and then Motorola Texas Instruments comes in with IC, integrated circuit, transistor. So they have changed the industry. Nylon also changed the business of textile, which was previously the material used in textile industry were from wools and silks. Okay, suppose I'm continuing this disruptive. What is meant? You are supposed to cover this disruptive innovation in your innovation lecture, another subject by Dr. Aslan or Dr. Omar. Okay, and an example, I just give you example. Yeah, Netflix and Blockbuster. Yeah, Blockbuster was dominate the films and movie supply for many decades. Yeah, but then Netflix come in. What is meant here? Disruptive. Yeah, they start with niche market. Niche meaning that only a small portion of the market, maybe from 100% on 100% of share, they just try to capture 1%, that niche market, 1 to 5% market. Yeah, that what Netflix did at the beginning. Yeah, why? Because at that time in 1980s, when I was in UK, for example, and yeah, if we want to rent to have a movie or film, we have to go to the shop and we have to return the tape. At that time, they use tape technology, yeah, magnetic tape technology, or we call it VHS, beta format, VHS. And then Netflix, yeah, start with uh, uh, supplying and also uh, you can place order and then they deliver the the tape. Yeah, you can place order by phone that you want this film or this movie. You can make order and then they will deliver to you. Or if you want to return as well, you can return when they deliver that new video or something like that. Yeah, that was Netflix at the beginning. Yeah, uh, and of course they come out with a cheaper price. Yeah, and people, yeah, they make easy the process. Yeah, people place the order. Beside, if we compare to Blockbuster, we have to go to the shop. Yeah, to to get and to return that VHS video. And yeah, after some time, we can see nowadays, yeah, Netflix disrupt. disrupt means that they disturb the market. Yeah. Since the capability of internet and online place of order and filming, you pay and then you can watch. And Netflix dominate the film and movie market nowadays. Yeah. So as what's happened to Grab, another example in Malaysia. Yeah, nowadays we can see even taxi driver become Grab driver. Yeah, at one time there's a huge conflict between taxi drivers and Grab driver. Yeah, for example, in desa in Sri Putri, yeah, uh, Grab driver cannot park their car at nearby Sri Putri bus stop. If you want to have Grab service, you have to place the call to make the order. Place the you make call, and you have to walk far a bit from the area of taxi. Yeah. Otherwise, this taxi driver previously, this is the previous history. This taxi driver, they will chase this the Grab driver. Yeah. And yeah, it's not good, and it's a bad reputation for taxi driver. And what's happened now? Taxi driver have to also become Grab driver. When you make call, you place order for Grab, taxi will come for you. Yeah, meaning that they also become the Grab driver. This is also disruptive, as we know that this is the characteristic of disruptive innovation. They start with a niche market, and then they disturb the market. Whereas previously we know that taxi associations in Malaysia were very strong, and they dominate in almost locality. Yeah, almost all locality in Malaysia. Yeah, people uh, uh, at that time they use yellow or blue taxi. We have in Skudai yellow and blue taxi, but then now most people will prefer to use Grab service. Why? That's another characteristic of disruptive innovation. They offer cheaper price. Yeah. Many case complained by international student. Yeah, in my class when I was teaching Malaysian culture to the international student, they said blue taxi charge more than yellow taxi, and they did not switch on the meter when it start traveling, and they charge more to the international student, and it spread among the international student. They have their own website for new student to come to UTM. They always advise don't choose blue taxi at that time. Yeah. Why? Because it's charged. Now, of course, yeah, most people prefer to use Grab due to the price. I myself, yeah, prefer to use Grab. Can easily, uh, you can access easily to place order, and you can also see the where the taxi, the Grab car coming, and also get the service. Okay, that's examples of disruptive. Yeah. Netflix and Grab. Okay. Uh, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to talk to you today about technology transition or technical distance. As I did mention to you, invention or innovation, meaning that a certain degree of change or certain degree of newness. Yeah. And in patenting, expert in that particular area will measure whether there are newness or not, whether there are some change or not. Okay, and how they do this? Yeah, when they want to grant a technology, to grant patent, to give ownership to you, they will measure. Yeah, those experts, for example, IPO, International Patent Office in UK or in Europe, US, Hong Kong, in Japan or Korea, they have their own expert in this particular area, in each particular area. So this expert will measure. Okay, here an example, or example from history. Uh, this is an incremental uh, innovation from NMT 450 to NMT 900 to GSM. Yeah? The innovation of mobile phone or cell phone. Yeah? Uh, NMT stand for Nordic Mobile Telephone, yeah, which was established by Nokia. And we can see the diagram here. Inside this mobile phone, NMT 450, there were several technology and sub-technology, including um, this is the first generation of digital technology. Yeah. Cell phone before this NMT 450 use analog technology, or we call it first G. Yeah. And now 4G and next 5G. And some company already use 5G technology. Fifth generation. The first generation, such as what has been produced by AT&T, the first cell phone. And this is the first digital mobile phone, NMT 450. Yeah, Nordic mobile telephone and 450. Inside this product and MT450, there were radio technology. Yeah, there was radio technology. Yeah, I put dot here represent technology inside this NMT 450, and also digital and optical technology here. Yeah, optical used for uh, digital. They use fiber optic technology. Okay, and also electromagnetic wave technology. Yeah, and then after some time, they change. This is innovate. Yeah, we call it incremental innovation. So incrementally they develop. After launching this NMT 450, they start improving it. Yeah, due to capability, because they understand. Yeah, the NMT 450 still have some application or usage capability, limited capability. So they keep on incrementally improving the capability of the telephone. So they, after some time, they come out with this was in 1980s. This NMT 450 1981, and 90 years later they come out with NMT 900. Yeah, and here what I can say to you, there exists or happen technology transition, you know, or technological change. Transition meaning change. Yeah, they improve or incrementally change or substitute some um, sub technology. Yeah, electromagnetic wave has been improved. Radio technology wave has been improved. So they improve some sub technology. Yeah, as you can see in this diagram, uh, this circle denote the old technology. Yeah, some of the technology inside the first circle with X, meaning that has been obsolete, has been taken out from the NMT product. Yeah, and some has been retained in this new version or new product of NMT 900. Yeah, so some X has or technology or sub technology has been taken out from this NMT, and some has been retained inside the NMT 900, and they add a few more sub technology in order to increase the technical capability or technical performance or technical function of that NMT. Yeah. Okay. Uh, what performance or what technical performance or function of has been changed? Okay. For NMT 450, the coverage was only in uh, Scandinavian or Nordic country. That's why they call Nordic mobile telephone. Yeah, it can be used only in Nordic country, meaning that if you want to call, you can only call to Norway, to Sweden, to Denmark and Finland. Yeah, this first digital mobile phone. And the second generation, NMT 900, the coverage or the technical performance has been improved. They can use this terminal, yeah, T for terminal, personal terminal, to communicate all over the Europe. You can call to Germany, you can call to UK, you can to France using this telephone, mobile phone. Yeah, due to they have satellite technology inside this phone. Yeah, so they use electromagnetic wave, sub technology of magnetic wave. They have been improved, and also satellite technology. Yeah. Okay. Next generation GSM. Yeah, as also the same as before. Yeah, some technology becomes or became obsolete. Some of them retain. Yeah, and they have improved. They have add more technology compared to MT 900, which was previously they add a few more sub technology or improve incrementally. They improve sub. Here they change many technology and they come out with they retain some, only some, and then they add few more uh, technology, which I could say they use broadband technology here. So they come up with GSM. Okay. Uh, GSM, the coverage, yeah, can be used all over the world. Yeah. If you use this GSM mobile phone and you are in Scandinavian country, you can also call to Malaysia, to Indonesia and other places in the world. Yeah. So change occur here, newness occur here. This is what innovation is all about. Yeah. And I put here technology transition, yeah, from one state to another state. And here, how they measure the change. I show you last week. the diagram of technological change from one state to another by using vector. Yeah. Of course, in this we are still in the introduction of technological forecasting. We are not going into deep of the calculation of the vector and so on. But simply, I can say here, they use vector to measure the distance and direction of the technological change. Yeah, the direction and also the distance, and how big the change. Also technical distance. Yeah, they measure here. Yeah, it's whether it's marginal or it's a big contribution to the change. For example, like here we can see the coverage. Yeah, in NMT 450 only in Scandinavian country or Nordic country, and this is NMT 900. It can be used, or you can call all over the Europe, and GSM all over the world. So there exists technical distance and also uh, utility, yeah, satisfaction. In economy, we measure customer satisfaction using utility. Utility represent benefits, yeah, or value that you deliver to the customer. Yeah. So the utility or represent by you has been increased. Yeah. If you have the older generation, NM 450, you can only call into Scandinavian, and then this is only can be used in Europe. GSM has increased the satisfaction of the customer. Of course, the price has changed, but the benefits or the utility has increased. Yeah. This is the example. Besides, there are a few lessons from this example. One notes here, I put here technological substitution or replacement. Yeah. Technology has been substituted and replaced. Some cases, partial substitution or partial replacement. But there are many cases, we call it complete substitution or complete replacement, like from analog to digital. Yeah, from GSM, from NMT 900 to GSM, we call it from analog to digital. Also in camera or photography technology. Yeah, from previously they use film or magnetic tape technology, then change to digital storage of camera. Yeah. I give few example last on Monday. We talk about camera, calculator, all of this showing uh, technological substitution from one state to another, or transition or replacement. This is innovation, change or newness. Okay, and also another lesson we can learn from this study is technological obsolescence. Yeah, a few technology became obsolete. What is meant by obsolescence? Yeah, the new technology outcompete the old one. Yeah, the stronger or the better one outcompete the old technology, and the old become obsolete. This is technological obsolescence phenomena. There are many cases. The one I mentioned for you just now about the medium for storage. Yeah, previously we use magnetic tape storage. I don't have it here anymore. Even now, the CPU don't have that device. Previously, we have about this size of magnetic tape. This we call this. Yeah. Only a few kilobyte. And then they produce a smaller one, also magnetic disc. They call it this smaller one with a bigger capacity. So they have device for storage on maybe you can still see that device on old CPU, a small place for you to insert that diskette, a smaller one, or the older one is the. And what's happened to this technology? Obsolete. Yeah? Another example, as I mentioned just now about VHS. Yeah? Yeah. Previously, when I was work in Grundig, they were still they was producing VHS player, and nowadays nobody, no manufacturer produce VHS player, VHS or beta formats of player, because previously we use magnetic VHS format to store film or movie. Yeah? And of course, in camera as well, they have changed from film to. So VHS film or that format has been become obsolete. Why? Because of new technology comes in, outcompete the old one, and the old one become obsolete. And also in economy, there's a good to study about creative destruction or cannibalism. You can browse on Google about this, uh, about technology transition. Better for you to read more on Google. Technical distance, they will explain more about this process of technology transition or technological transition, technical distance, substitution, replacement, obsolescence, creative destruction. What's happened in disruptive innovation? Mostly creative destruction. Yeah, by Schumpeter. Schumpeter is the economic, we call it father of innovation, economics innovation. And he come up with the idea cannibalism. And cannibalism here, not only according to Schumpeter, occur in for biological aspect for animal. Yeah, the strongest, the survival of the among the fittest, who strong, they are survive. Yeah, not according to the size, like what we dinosaur, for example. Yeah, became obsolete because they cannot survive. But cockroach still survive till now, though they, according to the study, they already exist during the time of dinosaur. Yeah. So also in technology or in technological phenomena, cannibalism, the strong technology compete the old one, or in the specific terms used in uh, our study, we call it key technology. Yeah, key technology, the technology that make change, or technology that contribute to the quality. People observe as quality due to key technology. Yeah, that's, we call it key technology. Always outcompete the capability or the technical capability of the previous generation of the product. You have to open the book that I gave you. I also include in that book the chapter number 1, the definition of key technology, generic technology, bottleneck technology, and many other types of technology. You have to read by yourself. And because we are going to use this. Okay, this is the technology life cycles, one technology over a time, and also business gain. You are supposed to already know about this. I just glance through about this technology life cycle path. What I want to highlight here about the, what we call it, the tangent. As you can see here, the tangent. the change. If we measure change at this point, can you see? I pointing now here. Okay, this is ascending. Is let's say business gain we put y and time t. Yeah, t for small t. Time normally we use a small t, a small letter of t. Okay. So dy dt, yeah, to measure the tangent or the slope. Yeah, in modern mathematics, you learn in form 4, and in additional math you use dy dt. You are measuring the slope or the gradient. Dy dt, or when it's ascending should be positive, and the number of positive is getting high because it's ascending. From maybe +1, +2, +3. And then at this point, when it's mature, the slope or gradient or the tangent here equal to 0. dy dt equal to 0 here. And when it downward sloping, the tangent or the gradient or the slope negative. Can you recall? What is represented by dy dt? The change in business gain over time. The change in business gain. Let's say we change uh, uh, from business gain. Business gain is profitability. A technical function. We change the change and over time. Yeah. So the same. We use the same diagram, but we for technical function here. So we change the technical function, and after some time, it's downward sloping. And also technology. Let's say the life cycle of radio technology or analog technology. Let's say this is analog technology. So we put tau here. Tau is Greek alphabet for technology. Yeah, tau. So d tau over dt. dt is delta. Yeah? Delta t. Yeah. We have a few more minutes. Okay. So change in technology over time. And we change the axis to other attributes. Change in technical performance, T, capital T here, and change in technology here, tau. Let's put tau. Can you imagine? Or you cannot imagine? In classroom, I can show you on the whiteboard. Okay, never mind. We come back to that later. Yeah, this is only introductory of the technological change. Okay, yeah, as we gave example of NMT. This is the first generation, and second generation still use. Okay, and this is This is the first generation of digital, and this is also digital, but this one they use broadband technology for GSM, the third generation. So this is the S curve for the first generation of NMT 450. Before they goes down, yeah, become descending, so they have to come up with a new technology or new product, new generation. And what's happened to the old one became obsolete. And they come up with a better one, the GSM. Yeah. Okay. I show you last week, yeah, to summarize of what I just talked to you just now. Okay. Some change in technology, yeah, here contribute technical attribute of performance. T change. This also can be represented in diagram. In table, you can draw figure to show the changes, and also in graph. I show you just now is in graph. This is we call graph. And later we use diagram to demonstrate the change in technology and how it's contribute change in technical and also utility. Utility, as I mentioned to you just now, the satisfaction and change in the selling, yeah? Buyer over time, number of buyer, market, sellers, agent, price, quantity, and cost, and economic return, profitability, and wealth. And then that wealth has been used again, or the money for investment in technical performance and in TAO technology. Okay, next, technology concept and classification. You have to read from the books. You are supposed to know because you're supposed to cover in management of technology. If I have time, I will explain to you. Yeah, the classification of technology and definition of uh, enabling technology, semiconductor, generic, key technology, emerging, mature, yarn, core. You have in the book. Okay, we stop here, and inshallah we meet again next week. Sorry for taking you more time. And you have to start read the group assignment and due date for the individual assignments end of this week. Okay, see you next week. If you have any question, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group.
Thank you, sir.
And your attendance in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, sir.